What's up, guys? Can someone just confirm you can see screen? Just give a thumbs up or something in chat. Just make sure I can. Okay, cool. Thanks for jumping on, guys. I'm recording the session, so Fridays I feel like sometimes are tough for people, but either way, it's going to be recorded, and then I'll put the reveals in the Pfp channel as well, so you guys can check them out after the video, or so you don't have to look back on the video or whatever. But yeah, I mean, so I want to kind of just go back to what we talked about originally. The collection is going to be 777. As you guys all know, there's 123 Alpha Camps passes, and each one of those 123 will be eligible for a customized PFP 1-for-1. So I mean, it looks like everybody here is holders. So yeah, all of you guys will be able to build, like, kind of like whatever it is. Maybe it kind of looks like you, maybe it's kind of like your alter ego, maybe it has some traits, some hobbies, whatever it is that you guys want that PFP to be. We're going to do our best to accomplish that. And so we have like 10 people that we it's kind of just first come, first serve, 10 kind of guinea pigs to work with, and we're trying to dial in the process, right? I mean, this is something that we've never done. I'm not sure if any project has ever done it before, and so trying to ask the right questions and getting back feedback from these 10 people, and I think we're done with 7 out of 10, something like that. I think there just needs to be some finishing touches on some of them. So I think, who's in here? Anakil's part of that. He's one of the 3 that has not been done. Yeah, I think no one else in here. But we're going to start revealing those, possibly leading up to Mint. And so, eventually there's going to be a form, another Google form for you guys, of course. And it will just ask you a laundry list of questions so that it can help me figure out how to feed the prompts and pump out some things that you guys like. And so it's going to be kind of like a two-way conversation, where you give me all the feedback, I try to come up with some ideas, add my own creativity to it, and then once we kind of decide on a kind of like a skeleton, we'll call it, and you kind of like the way it looks, then I pass it over to DK and Connor to do their magic and add Alpha Camps traits, add, maybe there's some blemishes, maybe there's some things that need to be corrected, because sometimes AI pops out weird things, right? Like maybe 2 mouths or 2 noses or something bizarre, right? And so that allows, so between the 3 of us, it allows to come back with something really, really clean, and hopefully something that you guys love. And as you guys kind of noticed in most of the art, it's kind of like a, kind of like a realistic oil paint kind of PFP. And I didn't want it to look, because some of the AI looks too realistic, and I didn't really want that feel. And we're about 200, 300 deep into the commons, and just over the past few weeks, I've kind of figured out the right combo of prompts. And so even though we have about 300 of the commons in our drive, most of those are going to be deleted, especially the early ones, just so that the look and the consistent feel looks right across the board. Because remember, these really are all 1-for-1s, right? It's AI. So, but I kind of want to change that narrative a little bit, where I want you guys to build, and I think you guys already can tell, the commons are going to look and have that same kind of feel, the same camp feel. Most of them are out hiking, different times of day, maybe some little bit of traits, but they aren't like boring, right? And then the rares just pop out. They look completely different. It's one of those things where I've been in NFT space for a while, and I want, when you open up and have a reveal done, you're going to instantly know if you have a rare. And I think that was part of the fun of reveals back in the day, where you never know what you're going to get, and once it comes up, you're like, oh, that's absolutely a rare. And so no different here. I want that done. And then obviously the one for ones are going to be no secret to you guys. You're going to know exactly what those look like. And then come mint day, it's going to be actual an airdrop to you. I'm going to airdrop individually to you guys your one for ones, the 123 that are out there. You may need to have something to get that one for one, that customized PFP. Just keep an eye on Twitter. I think they'll kind of give you an idea, some alpha there of what you need to get that. And let's see if we got any questions. Oh, sorry, I'm not really showing anything right now. Just loading it up for a little bit later when I show reveal. So yeah, I mean, everything's on track. We're looking to do the mint summer, maybe midsummer, late summer, and yeah, it'll be a 777 collection. 123 of them one for ones. We're gonna have 4 that are seasoned base, like seasons, right? Winter, spring, fall, summer. And so those will have no PFP, but they're going to have special utility attached to it. And then we're going to have, let's see, yeah, that would make it 150 rares. Those will have extra utility attached. And then we're going to have 500 commons. All holders are, of course, are going to be whitelisted. All the details on whitelist will, in case you wanted to mint more, right? Like you have your one for one airdropped, but if you wanted to mint some more in the collection, and absolutely the more you have, the more utility is going to come with it. And so all those whitelist details will be released as we get closer to summer. You probably will start seeing some people coming into the server that are just verified, because we're going to start ramping up marketing likely after this quarter, so at the end of March, April. So we'll have April, May, June, July kind of thing to ramp up. Yeah, we'll have likely AlphaBot and pre-mint raffles, collabs with other communities. I would love to have your guys' help with that. If you know founders, if you want to get your other communities that you're involved, some whitelists spread across. That's where I'm going to kind of start, because those communities are important to holders, and so I want to make sure that they're taken care of first before we start reaching out and marketing aggressively to others. And it's all going to be organic marketing, right? I'm not gonna hire some company to come in and get a bunch of fake Twitter followers and fake tweets and retweets and all the old garbage that you're so used to in this space. It's going to be all organic, all grassroots. Of course, we're going to spend some money with AlphaBot and pre-mint, but for the most part, and it's one of those things too where it's a utility-based project, and so the beauty of that, and it was no different when we did the Alpha Camp Submit, right? Like the Alpha Camp Submit did not mint out like first day. I think it took like a week to mint out, and so the same thing is going to be here. Let's just say at the 777, 500 mint out. The rest of those are gonna. I'm not gonna cut supply. It's just going to be an ongoing mint if it doesn't sell out. If it sells out immediately, that's awesome. But it's one of those things where I'm not stressed out as a founder. A lot of founders stress out about that. They want to mint out the same day, and they want to encourage secondary volume. They want to make money through there. That's not important to me. The important thing is like, hey, here's some utility, some value that you can have if you mint one of these. And if you don't want to mint, that's totally up to you, and it's not going to be outrageous mint. We'll see what market conditions are. The mint price won't be released for quite some time. You just don't know where ETH is going to be, right? Like I don't want to say one thing now, and then ETH runs to $6,000, and then the mint is way too expensive at that point, right? So, but it's going to be reasonable. If you remember, Alpha Camp's mint was I think 0.023 or something, 0.028, something like that. And floor price to me takes care of itself. I know we're like over 1 ETH right now for the Alpha Camps Pass, but kind of floated in that 0.1, 0.2 area for a long time. But to me, if there's value there, then the floor price takes care of itself. It's not one of those things where we force the issue, right? Like, it's not like Alpha Camp's Vault is going to use Treasury to just sweep things, like you see with a lot of projects, or again, hire fake influencers, fake bots, all that garbage. It's it's in a way more like a Web 2 business, where if you like the product, if you like the service, you're going to hire that person, or you're going to invest in that product, and because it brings back value to you, and so that's the whole goal. And PFPs will not have the same access to our Discord as campers do, right? The campers are always going to have access to all the channels, all the alpha. We'll be working towards that. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about what some of that utility is for PFP. But let me see. Time window. Mint will be midsummer for the U.S. So I guess it'd be end of June through end of August kind of thing. We'll just see how the market's doing and how the art is progressing. I'm super picky with the art, and I was just looking through a lot of the comments today. I'm like, no, that's gonna be deleted. That's gonna be deleted. They're pretty picky with how things look, and so it just depends on how we progress as a team, me, Connor, and DK, how we can start pumping them out. But I want like all the details and all the PFPs to look really, really good. And I'm even going to, once we think that we have all the 777 done, I'm going to actually print them out on a sheet of paper, all 777 of them. Just go to like a local print shop and print them all out and look at them side by side, and then likely probably delete another half of those, And so I'm just going to be really picky with all of that, and also I'm excited to kind of balance out all the traits. And so once we kind of have 500 of the commons kind of set, then we start setting traits. And so there's a lot of work in it. And the thing is, though, and I think DK touched up on too, it's not it doesn't feel like work. It's a lot of fun doing this, and so just enjoying the process along the way. And we're just going to let to see how the art's going, how the marketing's going. But that's why we're starting now. We started last month, and it gives us plenty of time to move into midsummer, late summer. Let's see. Yeah, window for Mint Reaper. I mean, it'll be. I'll probably put a vote up because there's going to be probably 2 whitelists. One whitelist will be for holders only, and you guys will have a chance to mint X amount during this time frame, and then it'll be whitelists for all the new people that jumped into the server that won collabs, raffles, etc. Then it'll be a next step with the whitelist, a certain window, and then we'll just open up for public after that. And it's so relieving and freeing to not have to worry about if it mints out. I don't. If it doesn't mint out, and so let's just say we get to 250, my feelings will not be hurt. Like, honestly, I think they will eventually mint out. Like, I'm really confident in that, because if you're providing the value, people will come. I mean, it's not a secret, and I think a lot of people have that backwards, and they only focus on mint and making that mint money, and then they're like, shoot, we don't really have anything to offer the community with this, right? There's nothing really. It's just kind of like art and community, and even if the art's good, if the community is good, if there's no value behind it, if there's no money behind it, why in the world would you stick around? Of course, it's cool to make friends and all, but really it's all about learning how to make money and making money, and that's in this space, and that's why we focused on education. The whole point is to help you guys, turn you guys into great traders. Then on top of that, we've thrown in alpha, we've thrown in opportunities for holders. Then you look at syndicate, you look at DAO. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, right? And so in my opinion, we have plenty of value and utility to expand the ecosystem and get it out to let's say we onboard 300, 400 more people. There's plenty of room for that. And so it's going to be interesting to see. It's one of those things where I'm not worried about, like some people say, like diluting an ecosystem, diluting a project. It's still really small. It's not like we're bringing in like a 10,000 collection. It's on the smaller side, and I imagine a lot of holders will probably mint multiple. And so, bringing in an extra 200, 300, 400 people, I think would be like a good thing, because we get to educate them. We get to help them be more prepared in this safe space, be more safe in this space, and make some money and bring some good, is what I'm hoping through it all. And so, and it's not just myself or the camp counselors. It's a combined effort from all of us, right? Just kind of welcoming people, and you guys are so good at that, which I love to see. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, Bashaw, man. I mean, there's a few of you that, like, hey, I'm going to try it, loading prompts. And you guys are more than welcome to. Like, if you guys mess around with AI and you guys find, like, your perfect PFP, I have no ego when it comes to that. If you guys, my main goal is that you guys are 100% happy with what you have. And so if you guys come up with a PFP that you love and you just want to add some alpha camps traits or clean it up, you can send that over to me and we'll do our magic on our end, just to kind of customize it a little bit. But yeah, you guys are more than happy to do that. Let's see. Campers don't believe in FOMO. Amen to that. All right, so let's look at some reveals. So first, I'm going to show you guys a common. So this is a common. I mean, you can guys kind of see. Wait, first of all, can you guys see that? I just want to make sure you guys can see that. Okay, you don't. Okay, that's what I was worried about. So let me change my camera real quick. There you go. You guys should be able to see that now. Let me know if you can't. Can you guys see it? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I mean it's a common. As you can see, it has kind of like that ranger, camp ranger kind of vibe, and all the commons are going to have that kind of like that same kind of realistic oil painting look that I talk about, right? You can see the pine trees, the snow-capped mountains. Most of them are wearing backpacks because they're hiking, right? Kind of outside, get outside. That continues to be the main theme there, right? And so I kind of look at this guy as like a ranger, camp ranger, in the States anyway. Usually when you go into national forests, federal parks, even state parks, you have these rangers rolling around with hats like this and just kind of making sure everything's good with the park. And so that's kind of the idea around this guy. And they're all going to be... Oh, you can't see the screen? It might be on your guys' end. So some of you can see, some of you can't. All right, let me... Okay. Yeah, it looks like a lot of you, it's probably like a streaming issue, since it's being streamed. I'm going to post them up in the one-for-one channel, so it looks like the most of you guys can see it. So you might just have to wait until we go through it. So that's one of our commons. One of the things that you're going to notice too with all of them, they have, they're all going to be kind of facing towards the right in our viewpoint or left on their viewpoint, right? And so they're mainly going to be facing straight on. Let's just call it straight onto the camera. Or they're going to be facing slightly to the right or all the way to the right. And so there's going to be 3 different angles there. It's not going to play a role at all in rarity or anything like that, but those are kind of like the 3 angles. Next one I wanted to show is Nemo. So I just want to make sure you guys can see Nemo here. Oh, hey, Nemo popped in too. So Nemo's is pretty awesome. You kind of wanted that. Well, first of all, Nemo, in I think it's Latin, means nobody, which I think is kind of cool. He's kind of like incognito. So he's got the camp counselor badge you see here. He has, and all of the one-for-ones. You've seen this symbol right here, with the alpha symbol. Kind of inside of the tent. These are going to be the symbols that all of you guys will have. So it's not just the camp counselors, but each of you guys that have the 123 of you that have the one-for-ones will have that badge on it. Oh, there you go. And then also, he has the ETH symbol on his hat. So, you kind of wanted that almost Dick Tracy kind of like investigator vibe to it, which I think we nailed. And, Connor and DK did their magic on it. And I think it came out really, really, really good. And it, again, it has kind of like that realistic oil paint feel. It has the pine trees, snow-capped mountains in the background. So anyway, I love that one. It has the monocule on there. He's the master of investigating this space and brings such value to camp. And so, so that one is that one. Let me see. And then the last one. So before I share the last one, and can somebody, Connor, can you pop up? Yeah, there you go. The comments up there. Okay, cool. The last one of the things you're going to see in rares, so this will be a rare I'm going to reveal. Some of them are going to kind of look like that one I showed you before. It has kind of like all pink background. The guy is smiling. Someone had said it kind of looks like, it seems like he's like on LSD or something. So that one like pops out, right? Like when you're looking through these collections. Now, with the rares, I'm also going to incorporate some of, you've seen it in other collections too, where you kind of pay an ode to maybe it's celebrities or actors that are involved in the NFT space. And so I'm going to incorporate that, but also incorporate, I've always loved music. I've always loved, athletes and certain actors. And so that just comes from something I wanted to do of like influences from myself as growing up. So I'm going to have certain athletes, like Michael Jordan, for instance. We'll have like one Michael Jordan rare, right? We'll have some, other rares that are musicians, just kind of making it fun and putting them into a camp environment. But this next one is going to be John Cena. And John Cena is not someone that like influenced me as a kid, but he's kind of big in the crypto scene, right? And so, and you never know. It's just like if you come up with a cool piece of art, yeah. Let me move it over. If you come up with like a cool piece of art, see, there's John Cena. Wait, no, there we go. There's John Cena. So if you come up with like a cool piece of art and you tag them, you just never know if they like say if they like it or retweet it or whatever. They may like it. And so as you can kind of see here, with John Cena, he's got the Alpha Camps patch on there. He was in wrestling before with the WWF or whatever it is. And so again, this is something where, when you're looking at it, it's going to pop out compared to like the commons when you're looking at, like that Ranger, or if you look at that skier that I'd posted before, if you look at, that guy with the hat that I had posted before of a common, when you see something like this, you're like, okay, I got a rare, and so, so yeah, I think the John Cena one came out pretty cool. And so those are three. I'm going to post them up in the one-for-one channel as well. And the biggest thing here is, when you're looking at, I kind of mentioned it before, but when you're looking at a whole collection, and they all kind of maybe look the same, I don't want that. And that's another reason why I wanted to go the AI route, is that each of them are going to be so unique in their own way. And so I'm excited for that. I will drop a little alpha too. We talked about the importance of making sure these PFPs have utility as well. And so one part of that utility is, we're so engaged on, crypto and NFTs. We kind of are, pigeonholed to that. And what I want to do is, kind of open that up a little bit as far as investments go. And you guys already see stock calls that I post. And if you guys know my background, I come from stocks. That's where I made a lot of my money and also learned a ton. And so that's kind of like the foundation of my background that I just brought into crypto and NFTs, right? And so reading charts, technical analysis, all that, right? And so learning how to research plays. And so I've posted some things on stocks, like in education channels and visual learning channels. But part of the utility with the PFP, which you guys will obviously already have because you're going to have one airdrop to you, is going to be focusing on the stock part of investing. Okay, and so there's going to be detailed videos on how to set up a broker account, detailed videos on how to trade. I'm also going to do I'm going to set up an account, like, so let's just call it an Alpha Camps stock brokerage account, and I'm going to trade it and give you guys heads up, like I entered this play at this amount, and then when I exit, I'm going to exit at this amount. And we're going to do some challenges where, hey, let's do like a $500 to $5,000 challenge, right? And you guys can play along with those plays step by step along the way. And so there's going to be channels that are opened up specifically for that. So there's going to be a whole lot more utility on top of that as well. So if you guys aren't interested in stocks or trading stocks, don't fret. There's going to be a lot more utility attached to it. But in my opinion, if you kind of broaden your horizon and get out of your comfort zone a little bit, and if you become a really good stock trader, you're likely going to be a very good trader in crypto and NFTs. And so I was just like kind of brainstorming. It's like, okay, I've done well in this space. Why is that? Well, it's because I learned how to trade stocks. And so we'll have some plays that are a little bit more on the aggressive side, but as you guys know me, a lot of them are going to be more on the conservative side. But so we're going to have those little challenges. Those challenges are nothing new. A lot of people have done those before where, hey, I'm going to do a 0.1 to 1 ETH challenge, and trade crypto or trade NFTs or whatever. But we're going to kind of switch that up a little bit and do stocks. And so I'm excited to bring that to you guys. Leading up to Mint, I'm going to be putting together videos, educational content, and basically showing all my cards like, hey man, this is the secret sauce. This is like what I've learned. This is everything that I have to give to you guys in your hands for holding this PFP, and let's make some money together. And so the focus won't move away from crypto or NFTs. That's always going to be the main focus, but I want to add that extra utility for PFP holders coming in, because I think that's part of the problem is a lot of people spend too much time with the dopamine hits on Twitter or focusing on airdrops or crypto or NFTs, and maybe they're getting wrecked. And so maybe it's a good time to diversify your investment portfolio, which in my opinion is super important, to get outside of just this Web3 space and also invest in other avenues. And so stocks is a very, very good alternative for that. All right. Yeah, get Squeezy into AC. Yeah, he's from Llamaverse. Yeah, he has great content. So does Notice. He's in Llamaverse as well. Great content. Bo from Steady Stack, also great stock content. So there's definitely some projects that have a focus on stocks, and I just want to be part of that. It's a small group. I would say there's maybe 5 legit projects that have a focus on that. And also I think it's going to tie in nicely to level up in stacks. I know that may be a sour taste in some of your guys' mouth, but part of the level up, strategies that you'll be able to buy, and this was hinted by G himself, you'll be able to do stocks with it as well. And so some of these strategies that you buy will work for stocks as well. And so being able to understand the principles and core trading principles of trading stocks, I think, will be important if you do buy one of those strategies. And so whether the strategy comes out or not, we'll make money on our own here. So, all right. Well, hey, I hope you guys liked the PFPs, the 3 reveals. I'm going to post them in there. I'm going to continue to post some teasers as we lead all the way up. Again, it's 777. There's a lot of them. So, teasing a few of them a week is not a big deal. Probably reveal one of our campers one for one in 2 weeks once we do this again. And so, and then if you guys have suggestions, feedback, it won't hurt me, DK, and Connor's feelings. If you guys have suggestions or maybe even some rares that you would love to see, or some ideas, some concepts, whatever it is, we love the feedback. And trying to keep the channels clean for the most part. Try to keep PFP chat to the lake. I'd love to continue to have chatter in there with non-campers, right? Because you're gonna have a bunch of people rolling in to the server. They have access to the PFP channel, so they can see all those teasers. But have the chatter done in the lake so that we can create some excitement together. And that's about it. Is there any other questions, guys?